with SoundCheck, and welcome to the rehearsal of Remedy X. Remedy X is our band of the month. Say that, guys. Woo!
Wow. Thank you.
Yes, we're going to be interviewing them tonight. We were just with them at their rehearsal, Stevan and I, and it was absolutely unbelievable. We heard a little bit of their new album that's coming out as well. They're in the recording studio in Josh's recording studio. Yeah, it's not being sent out this time. Everything's being done at home. And let me tell you something, it sounds unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Thanks.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's incredible what you guys have accomplished. From I wasn't, like I was telling you guys earlier, I wasn't around during the We're All Virus days, but the Remedy X that I see now is like, even since the first time I've ever seen you guys play, it was like about a year and a half ago, or so. You guys, after this rehearsal that I've seen, you guys have progressed unbelievably.
Thanks.
Unbelievable. And you guys are the epitome of what we look for in Band of the Month. I mean, you've got it all.
It's awesome.
All going on, no doubt.
Thank you.
Where did you guys come up with the name Remedy X? I know, like we were talking earlier, with the We're All Virus days. It's almost like I personally look at. I mean, it's probably not true, but I personally look at it as we're all virus, and then now you're Remedy X. It's almost like it's the remedy for the virus.
Yeah.
I'd say that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, great minds think alike.
Basically, like, what happened is, as We're All Virus, we had a lot of momentum going, and we were really happy with where we were and the music we were making at the time. But it came to the point where, like, the name we felt was kind of throwing us in genres we didn't want to be in. We wanted to make a transition to a new name that gave us the ability to do more with our music, I feel like, instead of, and me and Sean talked about it, and we agreed, like, maybe we should think about it, think about some names, and, there's a few things that we wanted the name to be. Easy to say, catchier, because those are the two things we didn't like about We're All Virus. It was, like, really complicated. No one ever could say it right. I don't think we had one show that like said right.
That's all virus.
Yeah. So and we didn't like that, and the fact that we felt like our music, people were liking it, and we're appreciating it, and we're getting a fan following, but like they still like had a hard time saying our name. It was just got on my nerves towards a point.
And we went through so many changes, like the lineups. I wasn't the original drummer for We're All Virus, and we went through probably like 5 different bass players trying to find the right person.
We even went with no bass player and just did 2-piece.
Yeah, we did that for a while, and the music was changing a lot. And like Josh said, we didn't want to be locked into like a certain type of music that was,
Every time someone asked me my band's name, I'd be like, We're All Virus. Like, oh, you must be a metal hardcore band.
Yeah, really dark stuff or whatever.
But I mean, we don't mind that music, but we would like to maybe do a song like that, but not every song.
Right.
We don't want to feel like that, and that's where I felt that name did.
Keep your horizons expanded.
Yeah,
most definitely.
Yeah.
Have you always played alternative rock?
For the most part, yeah. We fiddle with everything,
Yeah, and I like growing up, learning how to play drums. I was a huge metalhead, and when I first joined, like we had to sit down and talk because I was overplaying for the type of songs that we were writing, and so I had to.
You're that diehard metal drummer.
So I had to tone it back a little bit, but then we kind of really locked in, and it started to sound really good. So
right on. So what about this guy coming into the mix here? I mean, how'd you all find this one over here?
I became friends. It was funny. We had this small little project that. Through a bunch of friends, I ended up meeting him, and then through that little project, he was like, hey, I can play bass. So he was like, oh, let's play bass. And then that totally fumbled out.
It did, yes, that's true, yeah.
It totally fumbled out. But at that point, me and Sean became really good friends, and then I started going to some of their shows. Was completely inspired by Josh to a point where I'm like, I'm not going to let this guy go. And then we became really good friends, and I first started working on his guitars. I think it's like one of the second or third times when we met.
Yeah.
I put a new pickup in the Telstar for you, and then
and he fixed some things
Yeah, it was so much fun. I love doing that stuff. That, and on top of that, Bert was playing bass at the time, and then he had a kid. And then at that time, we tried me playing guitar with him, and then when Bert finally had to say goodbye, and I started playing bass. And
Yeah, he
Stepped
jumped
up
right
to-
in.
Stepped up to the
Yeah.
plate.
We didn't even have to look for anybody. He vocally told us,
Wow,
he
and-
give me a shot, and we did, and he proved that he could do it. It was really awesome.
That is awesome, because I found in this industry the two hardest things to find is a good bass player and a drummer that can keep time. And let me tell you something, after seeing that rehearsal, this dude's got a meter like you would not believe. I think he's probably got one of the best meters I've ever heard. I mean, that was incredible. That was unbelievable.
I don't think there's ever been a time where I ever thought you were off time. Well, that you're playing to click, but I'm just like,
Right, yeah.
it's total confidence. It's
Which we think that we think all bands should play to a
It
click.
helps. It helps, definitely.
It definitely helps. What are your inspirations for the music that you write? I know, Josh, you write most of the lyrics and some of the compositions as well. I know you're a huge Nirvana fan. You see the shirt I wore for you tonight?
Yes, I did.
So, and do you get a lot of your inspiration? And I know the late and great Mr. Cobain is one of your idols.
Yeah.
So, do you get most of your inspiration from,
In the beginning, yeah, but there became a point where you can only consume so much of one thing, and you are bound to branch off to other things. And once I finally, because I started when I was a little kid, like 9 years old, like in love with like Nirvana, and that took me to everything that was going on at that time, and it kept me in the music and always searching for more because, they stopped making music, so I could only once it stopped there, I had to find other stuff. But I listen to everything now, anything and everything. I'm just a big music lover.
Oh, there you go.
If it's a good song, I love it.
yeah, totally.
If it's a bad song, I don't.
So do you ever change? you ever change the lyrics of the song while you're on stage?
All the time.
Or forget the lyrics.
Forget lyrics.
Draw a blank.
Yeah.
Make the lyrics up as you go.
Yeah.
If you play back some of the practices and some of the lyrics you've subbed out,
Let's go bop, bop, bop.
That's a whole blooper reel in itself.
yeah.
And the reason for that is usually it's like 60% not being sober and 40% ADD. Because it's hard to remember. Like when you're thinking about the song, you're singing it, and then sometimes your mind just goes somewhere else, and you forget. You have to like run back to where you were singing. So
Backtrack.
that could just be me though. I am.
No,
Out there.
it's not just you. I got ADD.
Oh yeah.
So Remedy X has played with some heavy hitters. I was doing some research on you guys. You played with Team Cyber Guys, Echo Trend, Day of the New. In fact, you guys are actually sharing the stage again with Team Cyber Guys at Rack'em's on December 6th.
Yes, and we are stoked.
They're totally stoked about that. Rack'em's is in Cape Coral, folks. Andy Gray, awesome dude. Awesome. I always like to give Andy a big shout out during these interviews because without Andy, believe it or not, without Andrew Gray, the SoundCheck would not be the SoundCheck. He gave this SoundCheck the inspiration to form. Since everyone once was a startup, can you give any smaller or local bands that are just coming out here any advice? What would be the one true hardcore piece of advice that you would give?
If I had to pick only one thing, I would just say don't take everything too seriously because you have to go through a lot of stuff that is shitty and sucks to get to the really good stuff. It takes a lot of dedication and perseverance. So if you're having a shitty time or things are rough for a little while, just stick it out because it gets better, definitely. So
Yeah, you're not gonna make money, so you gotta enjoy it.
yeah.
These guys are living proof of that. If you know the history from the We're All Virus from the We're All Virus days to the Remedy X days now, if you know any of that history, these guys are living proof of that. I heard some stories tonight, and I got educated. Yes, I did. I got educated.
I didn't know half those stories.
How important do you think online presence is? You know, I try to tell bands all the time, you know, what promoters or what venues look for, you know, in especially, you know, on your Facebook pages and stuff like that. How important do you think that online presence is?
It's huge nowadays. I mean, that's where the world is, so you have to be there. And I'll tell you one thing, and I've manhandled that shit for like years and did the music, and it's hard. It's so difficult to do because you have to be there. It is a presence. If you're not there, that you don't exist.
Right.
You know, we did that. We gave up on it for a while, and you could just see that we fell off the charts, like as far as locally and. You know, like, because nothing was pressing forward. You got to keep punching. You know, you can't. Once you stop, you're going down.
Yeah,
you know?
No doubt.
And thankfully, Ariel. I don't know if anybody knows Ariel May. She came in and stepped up to the plate, and now we're starting to be relevant again. Yep. Like we're getting good gigs and
if it wasn't
writing new songs because now we have a reason to. Because we gave up on it, you know, for a while. We got us back in there. Now we're keeping it up.
The gardening angel.
Yeah.
I'll call her.
You guys are sweet.
So is there anything else that you guys want to share as far as if you guys have new merch coming out? When's the album going to be complete, do you think, of rough estimates?
The weird well,
you guys wait till you hear it. It's wild. It's a wild ride.
The one thing is like when you are producing your own album, and you know it's not like a money-based thing, it's like a time-based thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like what we used to do is we do all our pre-production ourselves. That's why it was easiest for swing into producing ourselves, because we were already halfway there, and we were doing all the demos, and then we'd go to Starlight, and they taught us everything, everything we do, and taught us how to do things right, you know, and that's where we transitioned and, you know, started blossoming. And but at this point, you know, we want to have control over it and spend a lot of time creating it, making the right decisions, rather than trying to do the best you can and then going somewhere and you have this time frame to get something done, you know, because it's a lot of pressure, and it's, you know, I give it up to anybody that performs like that, you know.
I think this makes it a little bit more personal to you guys as well.
Very, and that's what I was thinking too. Like, this is going to be really personal, and you're not going to hear too many outside things, which means you might hear some off the wall shit. You know,
right.
But it'll still be, you know, everything that we are. You know, it'll have some great songwriting skills, and it'll have some new stuff that we haven't tried before, as usual, and I don't know what else. I guess it's gonna rock.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, it's gonna rock.
And he makes the process incredibly easy on both of us. And then he keeps us updated. We get emails and emails and emails of different versions he does. That way we all get input on it. We listen back, and then...
That's the beauty of technology. It's like we don't have to be in the same room, and we're always on the same track, all of us, with shows and everything.
That makes songwriting a heck of a lot easier.
It does. Yeah. It really does.
We all live in different towns, so it's helpful.
Oh, most definitely. MP3s.
Yeah.
Across the internet.
It makes it easy. I personally enjoyed, like the last song we did, I personally enjoyed the entire process of doing it.
That was his first time in the swing of recording too, and he picked it up real quick. That's not an easy. That's a total different game, you know.
Yeah, well, he makes it easy too. He's a great coach and patient as all hell.
I've learned to be.
It's after you leave. Okay, so in closing, I always like to ask this question. Everybody knows it's one of my typical questions I ask, because the answers are so. Some of the answers are really off the wall, and some of them give kind of really good insight to who the actual person, who the actual people are that I'm interviewing. If you weren't playing music to each of you, what would you be doing?
Oh, holy shit. Alright, I'm not going first on anything about this.
Alright, well, considering I'm kind of in the occupation, I probably should grow at, and which my boss, I turned down an opportunity that was presented to me because it wouldn't take up all my free time once a month. It would take up like 3 weeks or 3 weekends of my month. And I told him, no, I'm not going to do it right now. This is more important to me, but I would probably still be a commercial refrigeration service technician. I can't say I don't like doing the work because the troubleshooting is the most fun. I love electrical. All the little stuff is great, but my passions with the music and just everything about it. It just makes me happy. It's when I get home. It's my stress relief. It's like. It's the one thing I don't have to pay for is I don't need therapy because when I throw that guitar around my shoulder, it's that.
I totally get that. What about you, Josh?
I mean, I'd pretty much be doing probably the same thing I'm doing now. Like, I work at a hospital, and I work in the cardiac cath lab, and that's what I went to school for. While I was playing music and pushing forward that way, like, I pretty much gave 100% of myself to everything, you know. And I was able to get through it, and now I got a sweet job, and I'm still able to play music, you know, on the weekends. They work with me, so I'd probably be doing the same thing. I don't know what I would be doing besides music. Probably, I don't know. I can't really say, I guess. I'd be sitting on my butt a lot more.
When do you take up golf? I can see you being a golfer.
I've tried taking that up, but that takes a lot of time to really get the hang of. I've gone to the driving range to get out stressed. It's fun, but I suck at it, man.
They won't even let me on the golf range, on the golf course. No, I got kicked off the golf course a few times. Yeah, too much grass is flying.
That's what it's like when I do it too.
What about you, Sean?
Honestly, I think I went to school to be a shrink, but
psychology.
Right now, I'm actually teaching drums. That's what I do for a living. So if I wasn't playing music, I'd probably just take a crack at a different.
So music really is your life.
Art or whatever. Yeah, it definitely is. Like, I think that
between playing in the band and drum lessons.
Yeah. I mean, just being alive is art. Like, creating anything you create, you know, is a form of art. So I'd probably just try a different type of art and be just as broke as I am now.
I think Sean would be a hip hop rapper. I really do. Like, I don't know why.
Yo, homie G.
Clearly Patrick is not.
Too funny. All right, so in closing, I just want to say that these guys, if you've never caught a show of theirs, they're going to be at Rack'em's on November 28th, right? November 28th. The whole lineup has not been decided yet. All we know right now is these guys will be there and these guys will be playing.
You better be there.
No doubt.
And the Antidotes is pretty certain that they're
going to be Antidotes, that's right.
And we can't wait to hear that.
The Remedy X and Antidote.
Oh, what a lineup!
Oh, man.
And the pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
And they're going to be at Gotham Hall, at the Gotham Ball at Gotham Hall.
At November 6th.
That's a tongue twister too.
When is that?
Oh my God, that's November 6th. When is
that's
that?
That's coming up soon. That's
Somebody
next week.
send him a memo, please. Make sure he gets there.
Oh, don't worry, that's my job.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, very good.
That's
That's November 6th. And these guys are on iTunes, they're on Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, any type of music orifice that you could possibly think of.
Orifice.
You like that word?
YouTube for free.
YouTube, don't tell them about the free stuff.
Oh, I'm just saying,
Okay,
some people are afraid of money.
Hey,
ReverNation, you can get it on your phone.
They're fresh. The Remedy X conglomerate, their freshman CD is called Ephemeral. Ephemeral. Yes, I
can't remember
right.
that.
Yes. And like I said, you can find that at iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, and any music orifice you could possibly find on the internet.
hell yeah!
All right. So peace, love, and rock and roll, everyone.
Thanks.